Oh, he's going to evolve this. Okay. He might board lock himself. They might have a guilt, but I might try to board lock him here. Hey, what's up guys, TheJordude here, back again with another Shadowverse deck and gameplay video. And it's finally a time that we can make a Roach video. Now, I've been looking forward to doing a Roach deck and gameplay for a while now with the release of Fortune's Hand. The reason why I've been holding back on it for a while actually is been because in the meta before the recent nerfs to Swordcraft, there were like two versions of Roach that you could play. You could play one which had like Fairy Assault. So the Fairy Assaults were really good for trading at the 1/1s. But now that Rally Sword got nerfed, there's less people playing Rally Sword. So there's more like Shadow, Earthright Rune, and stuff like that. So now cards like Fairy Assault isn't as good in Roach anymore. And instead, Awakened Gaia, again, is very strong right now in the current meta, in my opinion. So yeah, I can finally play just like this kind of version of Roach, which I preferred more than like the Fairy Assault version. And it's just going to do more consistently on ladder because you won't be running into like rally swords as often. There's still going to be rally sword here and there, but yeah, you won't be. So now you're going to have a better deck for more matchups on the ladder. So now I think it's a good time to do a Roach video. This list actually came second in the recent JCG, so this deck list is proven already to be quite powerful in the current meta post nerf to Rally Sword. So yeah, this is the list, pretty similar to what we've seen in the past with Roach Forest, because not much has changed. Like obviously Nature's Guidance got rotated out, but from Fortune's Hand we got the new card Deepwood Wolf. This card, I actually love this card. Like the art is really cool. I think it's just a cool card in general because it's a cute dog. It's a wolf, but it's a cute dog. It's basically the same effect as Nature's Guidance with the Accelerate 1. Later on, it could be a Storm card, so you could actually push damage with this card as well if you don't find your roaches or you don't have enough roaches. Because it does evolve into a 6/6, so it does push quite a bit of damage, and it could evolve for free if you accelerate it. So it is a quite strong card if you are playing it for 7 play points, but you'll often be using it just for the Accelerate 1. It does have downside because sometimes you can't use the Accelerate 1, you're just stuck at 7 play points. Those are rare occasions, but that does happen, so you just have to be aware of that at times. We are running 3 copies of Elf Queen of Abundant Life in this list. This card is just kind of strong right now just because there's a lot of mid-range decks like Earthright Runes. They can go wide on the board, but their stats aren't particularly high. So Elf Queen can often clear it when you have a full hand. Also, like mid-range Shadow, you could clear like some of their boards as well, especially if they go wide with like assembly droids. So yeah, 3 copies of Elf Queen. You do get extra evo points because of the new spell, Soothing Spell. There's only 1 copy of this in your deck though. It's just additional healing, but it also recovers an evo point, which could be quite useful because of course you do want to be evolving your Roach so you can get more bounces. But yeah, the extra evo for the Elf Queen does help out. 2 copies of Harvest Season. Like Harvest Season and Confectioner are both flexible cards based on your preference. But I have been seeing a trend with a lot of Roach players that they do prefer the Harvest Season. Harvest Season, you get extra draws potentially because you could draw 3 with it. Also, you're not drawing only natural cards, so you do have a more flexible hand if you use the Harvest Season over the Confectioner. Sometimes drawing the natural cards are good, like you get your Gaia, you get your Aether and Traveler's Respite, which activates your combos a lot easier. However, you do have to spend your play points playing the natural cards instead of other cards that you might want to be using for the combo. 2 copies of Fae. Fae is just a really good card. You're going to draw a lot. When you practice Roach, you do have to practice playing with Fae quite a bit because I think it takes a while to get used to Fae because you're going to be drawing so many cards with her once you start popping off with your combos. So you do have to be careful about burning too many cards. You don't want to be burning key cards like your Roach. 1 copy of Resolve of the Fallen. This is just like a really good tech card because you can get quite a few evos. You get free evos on your Phantasmal Fairy Dragons, you're evolving your Roaches, you get an extra evo with your Soothing Spell as well, maybe even Deepwood Wolf. So you will get these extra evos to get the benefits for Resolve of the Fallen. And this is just a good card to remove just like a faller, like a big ward that's blocking your roaches from OTKing, or maybe an amulet like Path to Purgatory or Elena's. So this is just a really good tech card right now. A lot of decks are running this at the moment. And yeah, once you get like 3 followers evolved, you can recover 3 play points that's essentially costing 1. It's just really good for that. If you get 5 evolved followers, you could draw 2 cards, extra draw power, but you won't often get 5 evolved followers in my opinion. But yeah, other than that, the rest of the deck is pretty much the same. 2 copies of Primal Giant only, just because we need to have space for other stuff. And 2 copies of Gaia. I think 2 copies is just the right amount. 3 copies is going to be a bit too clunky in my opinion. I think with changes to his deck, you could maybe reduce the number of Elf Queens. You could go down to maybe 2, maybe add in like a Confectioner or a 3rd copy of Primal Giant. It's really up to you. I don't think the 3rd copy of Primal Giant is necessary here now that we have Soothing Spell as a replacement. But yeah, so this is the list that at the moment I think it looks really nice. And yeah, and I think Roach is, like I said before, I think Roach is a really good deck in the meta. Not many people are running it, but it actually makes a lot of sense to play this deck, and hopefully I can show some good games showcasing this build. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Shadowverse content. I'm posting Shadowverse videos quite frequently right now, almost pretty much every day, to highlight a lot of the new decks for Fortune 10. So make sure you hit that sub button. We're almost at 10k. Let's get there. And comment down below what kind of forest decks you like to play, because there's a lot of forest decks right now. There's Roach, there's like Terraformer, OTK, there's like some Evo builds, there's Rally Forest. A lot of people have actually been playing Amataz Forest. If you guys want to see like the Amataz Forest and stuff, let me know in the comments as well. Probably going to be featuring that deck in the future. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Swordcraft, it might be the Burn Blood, it could be Wrath Blood, but Burn Control Blood has actually been pretty successful recently, so I would expect that. We could hard maul here, we could keep the Elf Queen to just play it on turn 3 though, but I think we're hard maul, try to find our Roach cards, because I think Roach, if we could pick up a Roach hand, it's going to be pretty strong versus Blood. Because I think Blood is kind of slow, unless they're playing some kind of aggro Blood, which is totally possible as well, but... Okay, we picked up a Roach. Let's just pass here. I don't think there's anything that I could set up for the Traveler's Respite next turn. If anything, I would play the Traveler's Respite on this turn. I don't think I want to Respite this turn. There's nothing I could really set up for on my next turn with this hand, so I think we could pass here. The Rookie Succubus is interesting. It could be a Wrath Blood. I think it is going to be a Wrath Blood deck, but it could also just be, oh, I guess it's like an average Blood, or just it's probably just an aggro Burn Blood, essentially. I think I do want to play 4 cards this turn. I'm just going to get the Mei out with this. And it's going to reduce my Gaia. I think the Gaia reduction starting right now is going to be good, because on turn 6 I could get it down to 0. So on turn 7, when he has like a Neri on the board, I could play the Gaia to clear. This board is actually kind of scary right now. Of course we don't have Area's Whirlwind, so the deck can't deal with like small boards like these as well anymore, so that's why the Maze are going to be important to activate next turn. 1, 2, 3. So how are we going to activate the Maze? We're just going to face like that. Dang. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, so we could play all of these. I guess I want to kill the Vampiric Bloodbinder before he gets free Neria. And then hopefully we hit the 3-4 and the 2-2. Hit! Ah, worst outcome. Okay, we hit the 3-4. He's going to be able to evolve this next turn though, and put me to 5. We're actually really close to dying. I might just die next turn if he has double Razor Claw. Okay, he just needs one Razor Claw. Ooh, luckily he's just a Ravaging Corruption. Just a Ravaging. Like, he just needed one burn card to kill me, which was so likely, I feel. We have double Traveler's Respite, so maybe we can heal out of this. But it's looking kind of really scary. Yeah, we definitely have to heal. Oh, we pick up a Primogem. We don't have enough play points to play it this turn. Being at 5 here is really scary. I'm actually hoping he just plays an area here. This is so scary. Being at 3, like, there's so much 3 damage that Blood has. Oh, he puts me at... Oh, wait, why did... Oh, yeah, he didn't evolve the Ravenous Corruption last turn. Okay, we have the Gaia active. I think we have to use it. We definitely have to heal. I'm going to use the Deepwood Wolf because it's kind of awkward to play. Roach is now active. Is this just lethal? 6 and 7? No, we're 1 damage off right now. Yeah, we're 1 damage off, so I'm just going to play the Kokolo here. I think at 9 we're kind of healthy. We could hold on to the trees for combo activation later. Having to use the Gaia here kind of sucks. Oh wow, okay. I mean, yeah, it was just kind of like an aggro Blood, but luckily we have a lot of heal in this deck, so we are fine. It's going to be a good matchup for us. Guy's going to be pretty important, but this is actually a pretty good hand with just all these roaches. We might be able to get a fast roach. I'm just going to keep this hand. The harvest season is just going to draw me into my gas, hopefully. I'm just going to play the harvest season on 3, especially because we were going first, so harvest season on 3 is kind of less of a punish because we don't fall too far behind in tempo, especially because of shadow. They don't do anything too much in the first couple turns. Drawing double May here is really bad though. Okay, so it's going to be the reanimate. I've seen a lot. I feel like a lot more people are going for the reanimate build over the Hades build now, which I think I tend to agree. It actually just pushes a lot more because you get a strong mid game board, and you can actually just leverage that mid game board into a quicker finish with cards like Aisha and He Who Once Rocked. I won't kill the 3-3 here because I could evolve the Roach into a 2-2 next turn. Do I need to play the Respite now to activate Maze next turn? I think it's the opposite. I want to keep the respite so I can activate maze next. Activate a May next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can activate 1 May. It depends how many Mays I want. I think right now we hold. He might evolve this though. I should have considered him evolving this and then me needing 2 Mays. Because I can't evolve Roach into any of these. Okay, he's actually not going to evolve there. I think evolving there would have been correct. But it's his hand. I'm gonna have to just play the Phantasmal Fairy Dragon here, which is fine. The problem is, we don't have a draw right now, which is kind of a problem. We need like a Nair Harvest Season or something. The Fairy Dragon Evo would have actually been good to get to 3 evolves for the Resolve of the Fallen, because he's going to have a He Who Wants Rocked in play at some point, and I need the Resolve of the Fallen to deal with that. Oh, he's going to evolve this. Okay, he might board lock himself. They might have a guilt, but I might try to board lock him here. Okay, Soothing Spell gives us the extra evo. I think we have to go for the board lock. Either way, he can't remove enough of his own guys to like pressure harder. He doesn't have room for burial rates. That's kind of weird. Because he just put it back in the deck, it doesn't go into the graveyard. I don't know why he didn't evolve there either, actually. He should have evolved to push extra damage. He has 5. This activates my Soothing Spell. Yeah, I'm just going to evolve this. So I have lethal next turn. I also have Resolve the Fallen active, so it's only going to cost me 1. So if he does get a He Who Wants Rock on the board, we could just remove it. But it doesn't seem like he could actually get out of his own board lock here. Like this, against Shadow and also against Dirt Rune as well, you can actually make these board lock situations quite often, and you could just win games easily like this.